Hey guys, happy belated New Year. That's right, we're now in 2016, and here's to hoping it's going to be a great year. I have lots of movies to look forward to this year. 2015 really ended with a bang with Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which, as you probably know, blew me away. I was very pleased with that. This year we got Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, which I'm really psyched for. We have Captain America: Civil War. We have X-Men Apocalypse. We have Suicide Squad. We finally get a Gambit movie, a Deadpool movie, Doctor Strange, and there's a few others as well. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Out of the Shadows. Lots of great superhero films, mostly. So if you're a fan of comics, this is going to be a great year. I know I'm excited. So this year started off really well. For me anyway. I finished up my Justice League animated movie collection. I've got all of them now, except for Gods and Monsters, which doesn't look all that good to me, but I'll reserve judgment till I see it, so I have to check it out. I also got the first, I got all the DVD sets of Justice League Unlimited. I already had the original Justice League cartoon. I had all those, and so I finished up that. So I have all the DC Animated Universe TV shows on DVD, and all the getting most of the DC original animated movies as well. They're actually unrelated to each other, but it's all based on DC, and I think DC has done a great job with cartoons. Marvel may have it beat on live action, but DC really did a lot better with as far as animated movies and shows go. I'm still holding out hope for the Spider-Man cartoon to come out on TV, which it needs to already. But anyway, lots of stuff, great stuff to look forward to in 2016, and check out all those Justice League movies you haven't already. I highly recommend Crisis on Two Earths, Doom, War, despite some bad reviews, and Throne of Atlantis. Lots of people like Flashpoint Paradox, but I thought it was a little too, I don't know, it was way too dark and kind of depressing, which, I usually like stuff like that, but I'm so sick of the alternate universe type thing with evil versions of the heroes. They did that way too much in the cartoon series. They did it a lot in the animated movies as well. It's just kind of redundant. I know that was a recurring theme in the comics too, but I was never big on that. Anyway, I figured I'd have time to do a movie review, so let's go and take a look at Maximum Overdrive from 1986. It's a Stephen King movie, and by that I mean it's not just based on the Stephen King short story Trucks, but he also directed it as well. That's right, Stephen King directed a movie. It's the only movie he ever directed. He makes his directorial debut here, and then he never did another one ever again. And today, when asked why he's never directed another movie, his response is, go watch Maximum Overdrive. So, yeah, there he is. Yeah, it's not a great movie. It's not even really one of my favorites. But it's a okay way to kill like an hour and a half. It's some good cheesy fun. Stephen King's known for like more sophisticated stuff. This is just kind of a cheap thrill type of thing, kind of a throwaway movie, if you will. It's based on short story Trucks. Basically, what happens is the Earth has just passed through the tail end of a comet, and it's caused all the machines to come to life. All the electronic devices, just everything from lawnmowers to computers, calculators, bank, ATM machines, and especially vehicles, cars and trucks, and motorcycles, tractors, all that stuff. And so when the movie first opens, we see all kinds of carnage going on. The machines just taking over, threatening and killing humans everywhere. There's a lot of bloody mayhem caused by different electronic devices and machines. People getting chased by trucks and cars. The whole town is just, the whole world is just chaos. Just dead people everywhere. Because the machines are just taking over. Most of the movie takes place at a truck stop, the Dixie Boy truck stop to be exact, which a group of survivors have, gathered in while a group of trucks are driving around surrounding the place so they can't escape. Some of the survivors include Emilio Estevez, Pat Hingle from the first 4 Batman movies, the Burton-Schumacher quadrilogy, and Yeardley Smith, who's best known as the voice of Lisa Simpson. Her character kind of got on my nerves in this movie, actually, but and there's a few others, some kid, a few other people work at the truck stop in the little cafe, little diner they got in there. Now, comic book fans will be pleased to will definitely notice that the seemingly lead truck, the one that seems to be in charge, I guess, has the face of the Green Goblin from Spider-Man comics. Spider-Man's greatest enemy, the Green Goblin. You can kind of see it right there. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. I saw this when I was really young, by the way, and I was like, "Whoa, Green Goblin! That's so cool." And I also thought, whoa, a kid just got crushed by a steamroller, and they actually showed it. I was like, this movie has balls. I was a kid thinking that. I was like, wow. Yeah, there's a lot of bloody, there's a lot of crazy scenes like that. A man getting killed by a bunch of a vending machine shooting cans at him, knocking him out, and I think killing him too. Pretty sure. There's also ATMs spouting profanity, having cuss words all over the screen, and all kinds of crazy stuff. Some really funny scenes, and some really gory ones too. It also features a really cool soundtrack by AC/DC that really fit the film very well, I think. All those AC/DC songs really complement what's actually happening in the movie pretty well. It's pretty cool they did the soundtrack. Also the tagline of the movie, "Who Made Who?" That's an AC/DC song, so, there's that. But, yeah, as I said, the movie's not really that great. As I already said, I'll probably give it about 6 out of 10. But, it's pretty fun to watch. It's kind of a guilty pleasure. It's not a terrible movie, but, it's not anything great either. I think the concept could have been done a little better. And Stephen King's directing skills, he was kind of an amateur. He's an author, he's a writer. He's not known for his directing. I can't really fault him too much for that. There's actually another movie based on the same story. It's actually called Trucks, has the same title as the Stephen King story. And I actually saw that when it first came out in '97 years ago. I don't remember too much about it. I remember not being that pleased with it. I definitely prefer this one, although I think that other adaptation's a little closer to the source material, possibly. Weirdly enough, considering Stephen King himself directed this. But, anything else to say about Maximum Overdrive from 1986? Stephen King's first and last time in the director's chair. Not really. I actually wouldn't mind seeing another adaptation, like, an actual big budget adaptation that went to the theaters. It wouldn't really be considered a remake, just another adaptation. Because as I said, that's a really cool concept, and they could have done a little more with it. The scenes of the ATMs with the profane language and the steamroller and the killer vending machines and a kid getting chased with a lawnmower. There's a lot of fun to be had with this. If you're wanting to be moved or compelled by some really deep and meaningful, sophisticated Stephen King story, you have to look elsewhere. And, I've already reviewed It and Pet Sematary, Creepshow, if that counts. Check one of those out. Because this is probably one of his weaker movie projects with his name attached to it. But, it's still pretty fun. In a guilty pleasure kind of way, I've already said. So, I guess that basically about does it. I don't think there's really much more to be said. It's Maximum Overdrive from 1986. Check it out for, just for if you're a horror fan, if you want to see killer trucks and other machinery going after people and communicating in Morse code and other crazy stuff. The humans have to become their slaves, and they have to be the ones to give them gas after all. So they do become kind of helpless at one point, but you'll still be pretty surprised by the ending, I think. So yeah, go ahead and give this one a whirl. I don't highly recommend it, but I definitely don't discourage you from seeing it either. So yeah, Maximum Overdrive, and as I was saying when I opened this video, lots of cool stuff to look forward to in 2016. And definitely check out those Justice League movies that I mentioned, as well as some of the other DC animated universe movies like Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, Batman, Superman, Apocalypse, Green Lantern, First Flight, and of course all the Batman ones, especially Under the Red Hood, Assault on Arkham, and the very first one, Mask of the Phantasm, which is a spin-off of the Batman animated series. Alright guys, well, I'm Hellhound. Thank you for watching my show, and until next time, see ya.